when friends come and visit our studio. Catch them all in Musetalks.
Hello everyone, welcome to our first episode of our special Capstone edition of Muse Talks. This podcast will cover food entrepreneurship in Singapore, and today we have our first guest with us.
Hi, I'm Xavier, and I'm the co-founder of Meat and Rice with my friend Wei Jie. So we're operating at ABC Brickworks Market, and we actually specialize in a few items only, which is kong ba peng, braised duck rice, chicken thigh rice, and pig trotters rice. Yeah, so we don't have a very extensive menu, but you can be sure that everything on there is solid.
I can
You can
testify
vouch,
to that. Let's just start with our first question. How long have you been running this business for, and what made you want to start?
Okay, actually our physical store started in August, but way before that, last year November, we have already started selling online. Yeah, and I mean the reason why we want to start, it's not really me. Actually, it's more my partner Wei Jie, because he's been a chef for the longest time. I think about 10 years since army, so he wanted to do something of his own. And then just one fine day, we were drinking under his house. Then he just approached me and say, "Hey, bro, can we just do something? I want to do this. But I can't find. I want to do this." And I said, "Okay, you tell me what you want to do. If you tell me you want to do those kind of like staple food lah, where everybody is selling the same thing, then it's gonna be hard for us to stand out." I said, "No, I want to do this. I want to do this rice bowl thing. This kong ba peng." And I asked him, is it like the Taiwan 卤肉饭 that kind? He said, "No, it's not. It's similar, but it's not." Because initially the idea was very pure and simple. It was just gonna be meat and rice, really just meat and rice.
Yeah.
That's why our name was Meat and Rice lah. It was after many trial and errors and reviews and basically R&D lah. Then it became what it became today. Yeah, so we started doing. I said, okay, if you want to do it, we're not going to get a store. It doesn't make sense for us to get a store and start to sell based on your confidence in your current food lah, which is just meat and rice lah. I said, if you want, we're gonna start selling online first. We use this chance to do our R&D while getting response and reviews. If the reviews are good, if the response are great, then brother, no problem. We can go and find a store we can sell. Chances of us succeeding is higher, much higher than just throwing in money now and then straight away open a store. And then okay. The next day we create our Instagram, go out my house, start to cook and do the R&D video.
You were sharing with me earlier that you first started this business, and while you were making your sauce, which is almost like the center part of your restaurant, what was the process like for developing that sauce?
Okay, actually initially the sauce that we wanted to use, right, wasn't this sauce. Okay, this current recipe is actually my dad's one. Yeah, because I think the first day when we were trying out the recipe, cooking the sauce, it was in the middle of the night, I think about 2 a.m. So he woke up because he smelled the fragrance of the braised sauce. So he woke up, had a taste, and he told us it was shit lah. Yeah, it was a little bit hurtful lah, but he told us it was shit lah. Then he said that you guys lack of this. So I think on the spot we went down to the nearest 24-hour Jalan at Crescent there. So we bought the stuff, came back, throw into the pot, and then we started letting it cook lah. And apparently, yeah, he's right lah. It was much nicer after that lah. Then we decided to use his sauce and start to build the concept, Wei Jie's concept around it lor.
So the sauce came first, or the dishes came first? Or both kind of came around the same time lah?
About the same lah, because it's only like 1-2 days apart ma.
I see.
Yeah. The first day we decide, okay, do. Second day we go out my house, okay, cook. Then my father wake up, say the sauce not nice. Then third day we continue using his sauce with our concept law.
I see. So you only have 2 dishes, right? Correct?
Initially, yes.
Why these 2? Why only these 2?
Actually, initially even worse one. We only wanted to sell one, which is the pork only. And then we were thinking like it lacks diversity. There's no diversity in it ma. Then we decided, okay, maybe we can add in something else. And then what do we do? I mean, based on his experience, actually the duck breast is he suggest one. he wanted to use the European or French cooking method, sous vide. You sous vide the duck first.
Sous vide.
Yeah. So he said, actually, bro, if you sous vide the duck with our sauce it's gonna taste solid lah. Then I was okay, we can try. And then quite solid lah.
Yeah, I think it worked out quite well.
Yeah.
So what role do you play in this business?
Okay, when we started we had this mutual understanding that we have to know and understand whatever is happening in this business lah. Even though we are small but when it comes to a point where it's going to get more and more complicated. Yeah. Initially when we started, it was just at my house, blah blah blah, that ma. Then ultimately we're going to get a store. Then there's going to be much more complications coming in. So we had this understanding that okay, we need to know what is going on for the both of us. Yeah. So basically, okay, of course, there are also some parts where he has to handle, that he has the final say, like maybe on the operation side. Okay, end of the day, we can discuss. If he's right, then okay, you just go on with your decision. He would have the final say in the operation sides lah. Then maybe on my side, I tell you, actually my role nothing much one. Yeah, I just do whatever I can do. He asked me do what I just do. Really, he asked me do what I just do.
So you're more of the admin side, is it?
I also won't say admin. I mean, there's nothing much for us to admin.
Do you cook down at the store?
Yeah, actually cooking, we both know how to cook everything.
Okay.
Yeah, so we both know how to operate everything. If one day we have a second store, right, either one of us can go there and replicate the same thing.
You've been running your business for less than a year, right?
For about 4 months lah.
You explained to me that Wei Jie had a background in cooking, right? He was a chef.
Yes.
So is that what he studied?
Oh yeah. Actually, I think after secondary school he studied Sunrise. He went to Sunrise to study.
Which is a cooking school.
Yes, you know Shaltech. I think it's some academy that teaches you how to cook lah.
So as for you,
Me
did you also go to cooking school?
No lah.
So you learned cooking from...
My dad, yeah.
So your father was a...
He was a chef when he was young.
I see. So your recipe, who taught you how to cook is all from him.
Yeah lor, basically him. I mean, he taught us the basic. I mean, if you know the basics other things will be very easy for you to 上手 You catch on very easily lah.
So you've been open for less than a year, but what would you say is the proudest moment you've had running your business?
Actually, I think the proudest moment was when our families, I think it's the same for Wei Jie lah, when our families came down and tried our food. Even though some never try, but them showing up was a moment that I think we would always remember lah, because it's not about them trying, it's actually about them coming and giving us the support and seeing what we have accomplished.
You explained earlier that prior to having the physical store, you opened online.
Yeah.
So how would you say you made the transition between that you realize, okay, now is the time for us to move to a physical store?
Actually, bro, I think this one don't have a right time on it. I think it applies to many F&B businesses lah. I mean, unless you are a very, very big corporation where you have everything planned out, or like you're taking like you're franchising like McDonald's, where everything is already planned out. If you're starting out small on your own, something of your own, then I don't think there's a right time. It really is. Sometimes you just have to try already, then you know. Because we can plan ahead. We start planning, okay, next time we have a store already, okay, this is how much we have to cook, then this is what we need to do, blah, 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 blah. But then when it comes, brother, I tell you, you also kalang kabel. I was like, hey, not enough meat, leh. Hey, the meat not cooked enough, leh. Hey, why the taste different, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Because at home, at the house kitchen, there's only so much you can do. You cannot one shot cater to 200 packs, one cooking lah. But in the store, right, with better equipment, more commercialized equipment, right, you're able to cater to that amount of packs lah. So cooking time would vary. The equipment we use also different. At home we never use pressure cooker, But down here, we don't have the space for the oven. Initially, we use our oven to cook the meat. Yeah. Then we wanted to get some combi oven, but doesn't make sense. So we try using pressure cooker. It works just as well. Then, okay, we use pressure cooker. So all these, actually, even at the store, right, we are still doing our R&D to slowly streamline the process.
You've been open for 4 months at your store. So, do you face any challenges when you just open?
Actually, I'm a very optimistic person. So, challenges, I mean, there are a few challenges. Like, this is quite standard. You come into a place where a lot of people have been operating there already. Some of the people, out of goodwill, they will come and tell you, hey, Xiaoti, you cannot let it do. This one, you cannot sell at this price. You cannot sell at this price, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you cannot satisfy everyone. There's going to be this pool of customers that just don't like.
You mean those people who are residents of the area, they come and tell you, they give you advice lah.
Yeah. Maybe that wasn't really a challenge lah.
It's not easy to please everyone, because if everyone have something to say, you cannot really appease to everyone lah. So I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah lor.
As for logistics though, so was there any issues when you're starting up? Like, let's say, actually cooking in a different environment, like the parameters need to be different, like your heat cannot be this high. Or do you notice a difference when you're cooking to order as opposed to preparing for shipping to offices?
Initially, yes. We used a different kind of takeaway box at home back then. So there were some leftovers. We brought it here and we used it to pack our takeaways lah. One of the problems we faced was leakage. So actually now we just keep it standard, use the plastic container, that one confirm won't leak.
I understand that day that we went to visit your store, there was also someone else working, right?
Yeah.
So how many cooks do you have?
Okay, initially we started just me and him, me and Wei Jie lah. Then subsequently the guy I think you saw was my friend, either my friend or my brother lah. They were just coming to help out lah, because I wasn't really free that day. Plus, we wanted to start to reduce our workload. Yeah, because we're still looking into opening a second store or what lah. So, reduce our workload, see if we can handle, start to train somebody, a second person to be able to man the store.
Around how many bowls do you think you sell a day?
Actually, we never go and count one, because there are days where you sell a lot of bowls, where there are days you sell very little bowls. It can be as low as 30 bowls a day. It can be as high as 80, 100 bowls per day. So, I mean, since we're on this topic, I made a TikTok video before asking people online, asking business owners, how do they manage their expectations, or how do they manage their emotions when the days are bad? So I think a lot of them actually say that don't go and count the days. The best way, count by week or count by monthly, you take the average, because there's going to be days where it's good, there's going to be days where it's bad. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's one way how we cope with bad days lor.
So I'm sure as you guys open and you guys serve customers, I'm sure you meet many different types of people. So what is the usual demographic for the people who come and eat at your store?
The range quite big, from very young kids like primary 4, primary 5. I mean, how we know they're primary 4, primary 5 is their parents lah. Their parents come and buy for them. Then they come again. Then they say, actually 是我孩子喜欢吃. My kids like to eat. Yeah, then it ranges all the way up to 50 plus lah. 60 plus and above, the more senior people, they don't really come to our store and eat. Because egg, they don't really dare to eat the onsen egg.
Right? I understand.
And actually mainly that lah. Some of them say, I don't want the egg can or not. I say, can, I change the all this for you lor. I say, okay.
Do you have any stories to share about any particularly nice or not nice interaction you've had with any of your customers?
There's this particular customer, me and my partner, we call him our QC for the duck. Because every time he come, he just eat duck only. No duck, he don't want already. And initially when we just started out, sometimes we will still make some mistakes, and the standard of the duck might be lower sometimes. Then when he come to eat, we ask him, hey, you help us QC this duck, see is it okay today or not? Is it okay today? So if he say it's okay, then it's okay. Yeah, so I think most of the customers are okay. There's gonna be that one or two exception. I think got one uncle. Actually no, he's not an uncle. I think maybe he's about 40 plus. He come and tapao, then he say like, actually why tapao need to add money? Why tapao need to add tapao the money? Just shouldn't even add the tapao money one ma. I say yeah, I'm sorry. Okay lor, I don't count you tapao money lor.
So you didn't charge him lah?
I didn't charge him. I mean, there's no right or wrong ma. If you don't want, then I mean I won't do this to everyone, but
I understand lah.
yeah. I mean if you were to compare this tapao thing 10, 30 years back, of course last time don't have, but I think in recent years or the recent decade, it's how businesses help cope with the rising cost lah.
Because these takeaway containers cost money also lah.
Yeah.
So it makes
Not
sense.
cheap leh, brother. Wow.
How much do you spend each month on just the logistics?
Logistics as in the tapao?
Not just tapao lah, but like your food stocks, your store rent, and all these different costs that go inside.
10 plus?
10,000
About there?
a month?
Yeah. If I know the recurring cost lah.
Wow, that's quite pricey.
Yeah.
Well, how much of that is store rent?
Oh, you cannot say.
Oh, that one cannot say, ah. Okay, okay, understand. So how much do you spend on the food?
The food maybe actually more than 10 leh. I never really go and count leh, because we pay every day ma.
Oh, you guys buy daily, is it?
Yeah, we don't go on credit terms.
So what does a day of operating look like to you? So you wake up early, you go to the market.
Okay, most of the thing we have suppliers coming in. Then recently lah, because my uncle just passed away, so he's doing import export for Thailand vegetables. So now I have to go and help out his business at night lah. So 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. I'll be there. Then since it's a wholesale center already, I might as well take the veggies at a cheaper price and then bring it to my store. Yeah, so I think that's one way of reducing our costs. So in a typical day, I would bring the veggies over there. Then Wei Jie and my friend who's working over there, they will come in the morning. Then they will start to cook maybe about 几点 9:30 like that. He will come and then they'll start to cook until about 11:30. Then they'll start to serve maybe until about 2 plus. That's where the lunch crowd slows down, and then they start to do some preparation for dinner, and dinner will start at about 5 plus, 6 plus, all the way until 8 plus lor. Yeah, so the in between time of 3 plus, 3, 4, 5 is the more free period lah. So some of them they can take this period to rest or what lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Then just repeat the whole thing again and again and again and again and again and again. Yeah.
Understand. I know now your business is still quite new lah, honestly.
Yeah, really is new.
But if you had a chance to start again from the start, what would you do different?
With my knowledge now,
Yeah.
I think I'll get more stoves. Really is get more stoves. With not enough stoves. Initially our plan on the blueprint said okay lah, 1个2个3个 2 3 stove 3 stoves should be enough. But actually no man. If you factor in you have to carry the stove here and there, right? It's not practical at all. If we can, we will try to find a space for another stove, get a smaller fridge. But
You work with what you have lah.
we work with what we have lah. Yeah, but honestly, no right time one lah. You really have to go through this, then you will know that.
Yeah, there's
a
no way
better
around
way.
it lah. So now you have this in mind for when you open your second store lah.
Yeah, it will probably be more efficient lah, or more. Don't have to carry the stove lah. The pots pot. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you have plans to open more stalls, right? Other than that, do you feel like there's anything maybe you want to add to the menu?
For the store down here, I don't think so already, because the more we go and add more items, right, it would deviate from our most raw idea since the start, which is to keep it simple. But then again, if we have no choice, or if it's a more logical direction to go towards to have more dishes, maybe one or two more would be the maximum, at least for meat and rice lah. Yeah, because we are not a zi char store where we sell 20, 30 over items. It's like you go the bak chor mee, all these, you don't expect him to sell chicken rice also ma. You go chicken rice, you don't expect them to sell, I don't know what, lor mee ma. Yeah, so we just focus on what we do what we do best, and try to perfect it and maintain the quality over there.
Okay. So if you open a second store, it'll also be a meat and rice lah.
Maybe, maybe not. Don't know yet.
Oh,
Probably
so
but I think it will still be around the same concept. But if it's a different idea or a different way of operating or different kind of menu, then we shall see lah. I mean, we are just thinking about it. We haven't really go and okay, 我们要做了. Yeah.
So this kind of cuisine you will categorize as sort of like Taiwanese cuisine.
Well, brother, this one a very good question. Since the start until now, we don't have a exact cuisine for this. A lot of people come and ask us so bro, 你这个是 what cuisine is this? I think it's a mixture of many.
Yeah, because you have the Japanese rice and the onsen egg.
Yeah.
But then you also have the pickled vegetable.
Yeah.
And then you have the braised pork. So
Yeah.
it's a mixture of a lot of cuisines, right?
Yeah, correct.
I see. But I think that's also part of what makes Singaporean food so unique lah. Right? I think Singapore being as diverse as it is, it makes sense for people to come together and come up with new ideas, taking the best part of different cuisines and making something new. Right?
Yeah.
So I think it's quite impressive that you guys have been able to come up with this.
I mean, Singapore is a food hub. It's a place where people can create something and you won't be discriminated for it lah. I mean, it may be challenging, it may be hard for people to accept, but honestly, it's a habitual thing lah. People will get used to it. If it's good and if people like it, in the long run, people will get used to it. You just have to slowly build out the base, your customer base.
Your hope to open a new stall, so it will be another hawker stall, is it?
Actually, not. Yeah, we are not so sure. I mean, it really depends on the location. You give me a hawker store at a very secluded location, then also not very. It doesn't really make sense, ma. Yeah, so have to see lah. Have to see.
Okay, so it could be a restaurant also.
Wow, I don't think so lah. Maybe not in the meantime lah.
I
Yeah.
see.
But
Do you hope to maybe open a restaurant one day?
Yeah. I mean, if fate allows, if this allows, if our financial situation allows, and if our risk appetite increases, then it's something that we can look towards too lah. But end of the day, it's something that we really have to go and R&D also lah. Unless we are very confident in the food, we won't go and do it lor.
You mentioned having to have a big risk appetite, right? So prior to opening up this hawker store, what were you and Wei Jie doing in terms of your career?
He was a chef all along, so I think he was working in this restaurant called BAM. I don't know if he's still operating. So BAM, I think he's been working there for 4-5 years. And then before that, I think he worked in Birds of a Feather before, Iruden. So mainly fine dining places lah. Yeah, for myself, I was mainly in the sales line. I was working in UOB way before. And then COVID came. Then I became a loan broker for SME companies. And after that, I stopped doing that. And I became a food panda delivery rider. That's why I got more time to R&D with Wei Jie.
Understand. Yeah. So what do you study after secondary school?
Actually, I never really studied that. I failed my O-levels. I went to army. I took Kaplan diploma. Yeah, I think it was a part-time diploma, 8 months during my army days. I came out, then started working.
I see.
Yeah.
What is your idea of success for this business? Like, what will you have achieved for you to be able to sit back and say, wow, we've made it?
I think a lot of people have this misconception where success is you sit back and relax. But no, man. Because when you have your own business, right, it's really, really a never-ending thing. Even today, right, I'm sitting here talking to you. There are still things that needs me to go and do one. Like, I mean, supplier stuff. If let's say your staff, hey, sorry, I MC, today I cannot come, you have to go down. So
It's a lot of work.
yeah,
lah.
it's really a lot of work. You cannot just sit back and you cannot just relax one. Unless you come to a point where you can sell your business lah. You just take a lump sum of money, then you just retire for life. But if you really want to keep it running and you want to be in control, then there's no point in your life you can really let go lah.
So you say that now you enjoy the process, right? And to you, that's what's important.
The process is important. Do I enjoy the process? Yes and no. Because it's fulfilling in a sense. I think it's the same as we say, it is fulfilling. Okay, because also got different project one ma. Also this phase, once this phase is over, once it's completed, we can start the next phase. So every time a phase is done, right, we will feel this sense of achievement. Okay, actually we are getting one step closer to making this thing like what I mentioned, a success thing lah. Yeah, so maybe now we won't consider us successful. Yes, we are still running. Yes, we can still pay our rental every month. But is it enough for us to retire? No. Maybe if we are able to retire, then that's what we call success lor.
So this is my last question to you.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have for people who are looking to venture into opening a food business?
Okay, number one, you just have to just do it. Number two is, cannot lie to yourself. If you eat your food, and you know it's not good, you cannot. I mean, I understand, because initially when we started doing our R&D, there are times where we know the food is just mediocre. It's just normal or it's just not good. But because we recognize and we know the time and effort we put in to create this bowl of rice, right? Sometimes we would have this biasness and tell ourselves, hey, actually it's not bad lah, it's edible lah. But no man, you cannot say that to yourself lah. As easy as it may be, it's easy to say, okay, you have to stand at the customer perspective and really go and rate your food. But when you really go and do it right, it's tough. Yeah. It's a very hard pill to swallow, but if it's not good, then it's not good. It's really not good, then don't go and even try to open a store, because if it's not good to you, then you cannot expect other people to like it, ma.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Because other people are paying money for it, right?
Exactly.
So,
they won't even recognize that, okay, you put in a lot of effort. I mean, you can tell them, if they ask, you can tell them. But at the end of the day, I'm paying you to eat the food. So I'm paying you for your effort, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I expect is good food, ma.
Makes sense.
Anyone want to do food, just go and do it. You do it, then you know. The worst you can do is you lose all your capital, then just start again lah. I mean, unless you're 60, 70 years old, then don't go and try lah. That's going to be a retirement fund lah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I think
thank you.
You've said a lot of things. I've learned a lot from this conversation. I think your story is quite inspiring. I wish you all the best, because truly your food is great, and I hope to see more from your store lah.
Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you all for watching. And
you.
we'll catch you in the next episode.